basketball when they've added Buddy Hield and replaced Clay. Buddy Hield is actually playing defense for like one of the first times in his career. He has
Buddy Hield.
Dude, he has the motivation to play defense now, and he's always shot the ball so damn well. So I think that I think that addition's a lot bigger than what people give anything credit for.
Yeah.
My pick tonight is Warriors. I think they're hand Cleveland the first losses.
All right, welcome everybody. Playoff time, baby. So we got Trey, we got Tommy, we're missing Josh. We might have to pick on Josh a little bit since he's not here. But hey, that's what happens, right? That's what buddies do. So
that is what buddies do. That's right.
Heck yeah.
Well, I feel like I need to do a couple of things. I feel like I need to go with some sort of background in order to get this thing to look a little bit better. We can get the BCG to stand out a little bit more.
Yep.
I got to find something to make it. Maybe I'll do a black background. Might be good. I'll have to play
black would look really good. I like that look.
Sweet.
First inaugural season, regular season winner, and you're actually leading. Not to spoil it, but you are leading because you were the only one to pick the Heat in that first play-in game, and then obviously everybody else picked the Mavs, which we were all wrong on that.
Did we all pick the Mavs? Man,
yeah,
that was unfortunate.
That was
on that one.
Yeah, that was bad. But
I don't know what we were thinking. I think we all talked ourselves into the AD hype, and it wasn't there.
I talked myself out of the John Morant hype. That's what I did. I was like,
fair.
they're in total decline or destruction. And unfortunately, with the play last night, they're definitely out because they were about to tie the series and at least keep it going, or win and they move in the right direction to tie the series potentially. And then that happened. 27-point turnaround, dude. That's crazy. Up 27, lose by 6 after John Morant goes out.
They actually got up by 29 right after he went out. They scored one more bucket, but even at halftime, it was still a 26-point lead.
Yeah,
no, that's crazy. That's crazy. And Ja wasn't even having a killer game scoring wise, but obviously he's you have to focus on him. You take him out of the game, and it's like you lose LeBron. Even if LeBron's not scoring, he's changing the game just by being in the game. And
the flow of the game and get the ball with 5 seconds left, and that they can get a decent shot. And when you don't have that guy, man, it's tough.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
It's tough. It's really tough for them. That's a game they really have to win. When you've got Scottie Pippen Jr., when you have Scottie Pippen Jr. playing 28 points, you never know when a role player is going to go off like that again. You really have to capitalize on that. And I think that's a really tough loss for Memphis. And I think that they really stand no chance. They may win a game here or there. I don't think they stand a chance in this series.
Yeah, I don't either. I think now that they lost that one, and as Ja, best case it's a bone bruise or a contusion like Jimmy Butler's is a deep glute contusion. Those are sometimes that muscle just doesn't fire when you have that.
It's hard to come back. Yeah,
it's hard.
100%.
Yeah,
it's hard to come back.
That's
gonna be a tough one. And that's the thing. It's like you make this trade, you change your whole team. It looks like you're moving the right direction, and then this happens. And it's like this could be the reason why they lose the next 2 games or 3 games in a row or something like that. Something like that can make that happen easily.
Exactly.
Never
Hey, one thing I forgot to put on our agenda was end of the season awards. So we got 2 that are out so far. Well, maybe we got 3 actually. We got 6-man, we got Defensive Player of the Year, and we got the Clutch Award. So, any thoughts on any of those 3 awards?
Good question. We'll see if this black background works for a while here. That's sharp right there. That looks good. Look at that BCU just popping off the screen, Tommy. Look at that.
Oh, that is beautiful.
See, that's nice.
Beautiful.
All right, so we got 6-man. What are the other 2?
Defensive Player and Clutch.
I'm not really shocked by Defensive Player being Evan Mobley or the Clutch Player of the Year being Jalen Brunson. Jesus, Jalen Brunson was honestly, he was one of the best players on one of the best teams. He honestly could have been an MVP candidate, but I'm not shocked. I'm a little shocked with Peyton Pritchard. But he was such a good 6-man for the Celtics all year. So
he's found a spot. He's not a starter, but he comes in. He could drop 40. He could drop 20 easily. 10 assists. He can change the game.
New Will, baby.
That's right. People are not paying attention. Yeah, exactly.
Well, and he he comes in at the end of the quarters and just his deep
Dumps it.
range is crazy.
Yeah.
So he can just take 1-on-5 and just dribble up with 5 seconds left and still get a shot off. I mean, I'm happy for him. He's an Oregon boy.
West
he's
Lynn, maybe
West Lynn.
4 straight high school championships. Is that right?
How
He won
many?
4 years, I think. I think he won 4 straight championships.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, and then Jackson Shelstad, that's at U of O now, followed him there. I don't know how many they won. They didn't win, maybe 1 or something with him. They're on a little bit harder time now. They're still really good, but they don't have a Peyton Pritchard or Jackson Shelstad, running the point for them like they used to. So, but yeah, happy for him. I mean, he averaged 28 minutes a game too, so it's not like he was playing 20 minutes. I mean, that's significant minutes.
I think he's definitely the front runner for me in that. I mean, Beasley had a great season coming off the bench doing some good stuff. Ty Jerome for Cleveland. Listen, when we were in Memphis watching Cleveland play, Ty Jerome came off the bench and just started taking over the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was pretty wild to see. He's had a good year in that regard, but I think consistently overall, like who can you count on as basically your 6th starter? I mean, Pritchard's had a heck of a year. I'd probably give it to him.
Yeah, speaking of Ty Jerome, I like his story just because I mean he had a severe ankle injury. And I don't even know if he played much last year at all.
Not a lot. No, he's kind of been in the shadows a little bit.
So it's almost like I don't know if he could qualify for a comeback player of the year, but it's just cool when guys are on the outs, and then especially a guy. I mean, I don't know Ty Jerome's size, but when a smaller guard to me makes their way in the NBA, it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I think he's like 6'4", 6'5", maybe.
Oh, he's bigger than I thought. Then okay. I was
Let's
thinking
see if we
too.
No, he's 6'5". Yeah, he's surprisingly big, which I think is what has made him effective. Is that he plays like a 6'1" guard.
Yeah,
at 6'5". So it's impressive in that regard.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, Mobley. I think that was once Wembanyama went out. I mean,
Mobley's probably my top pick for that.
So I saw last night that with that he's now eligible for like the Supermax or whatever it is. I think it was worth like 40-something million for him.
Jeez.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Play defense, kids.
Yeah.
Work on your defense.
Yeah.
All right, clutch. All right, so I got one. Well, I got 2 picks. So my first one is Jalen Brunson. I feel like when the game's on the line, the guy kind of goes into another, just a slightly different gear.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of just like doing what needs to happen, whether it's getting the basket, getting an open shot, whatever. I mean, he's had a solid season when it counted, I feel like. So he's up there. And I also think that, I think Anthony Edwards has had, I don't know if he had the most points, most clutch points, but he's had a lot this year. So I feel like he's in the running, but if I had to vote, I'm going Brunson.
Yeah. Well, they already announced that one, so your pick was right.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said we were talking about that one today. It hadn't been picked yet.
No.
Okay.
It's been picked, so
well,
at least I think so, hadn't it, Tommy?
Yeah, it's been picked. Yeah, that one has been.
Oh, cool. Well, I can say I didn't know, but
yeah.
All right. What's the third one then? I thought that was the third one you mentioned. What was
the 6th man, the defensive player of the year in the clutch?
Yep. Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to win the Hustle Award? That's going to be announced today.
What is that even for? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's an award in Little League.
I was asking the question. I don't know what the award is.
Yeah, it's like it's a participation award is what it felt like, right? It's like it's made it all the way to the NBA.
You get to the kid who tries really hard but sucks.
Yeah.
I mean,
the finalists for this, don't even see him on the NBA's website. That's how little they care.
I would think Dort would be one of them. Is he on there?
They care so little about it. They don't even have the finalists.
I don't even know who it is.
I'd throw another Villanova guy up there. I'd probably throw Josh Hart in there.
Maybe Alex Caruso, Lou Dort.
Yeah, Caruso would be there for sure.
Yeah. So looking at round one,
Participation awards. I love it.
Yeah. Well, since we don't know what the award's for, it's hard to speculate who's going to get it.
It's hard.
It's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I guess the one that's MVP is still out there. And I know that's a regular season award, but any changes on that? On who you think?
I think the finalists are Giannis, Shea, and Jokic.
I still like SGA. I still like SGA on that.
Yeah,
I haven't moved off of it. I know it's a regular season award, but have they voted yet? Have the votes already been cast?
I'm sure they have.
Yeah,
I hope they have, because if they haven't, the way he's playing is impressive so far in this playoff series. So I don't know. I just think I think he had the best season overall.
Yeah, I think a couple of weeks ago I was teetering more towards Jokic, but honestly, I think that in the last couple of weeks it's kind of flip-flopped from that 51-49 back to Shea being that 51. I think Shea's going to win the award.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah, you're right on. They have all the finalists for all these other awards, but they don't have anything
except for the hustle. Yep.
There's no criteria. They're literally just picking somebody that they
random
think is
players.
Good guy who, worked hard, but maybe didn't have great stats. Maybe, I don't know.
All right, so here's one more. I think this one's a slam dunk. NBA Most Improved Player. The finalists are Cade Cunningham, Dyson Daniels, and Zubac from the Clippers.
Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, I don't see how you give it to anybody else.
Hard to go against that. Yeah.
It was crazy for me watching that game last night that he's been in the league since 21.
Yeah,
I'm like, wow.
Yeah, and he's missed I think maybe 2 full seasons due to injury. I think that's why it doesn't seem like he's been in the league for so long. Yeah, that's wild.
Haven't had a lot of court time, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's playing well now. So
that's for sure. Hey, let's talk about some of these series and see if where we think they're going to head. So obviously the Thunder, that definitely now is going to be a sweep.
Yeah, bring out the brooms.
Yeah, that one's over.
Yeah.
Cavaliers and Heat. I think you guys were right. You guys picked a sweep, didn't you? Didn't several of you pick a sweep on that?
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah. So I mean that's looking on track for that.
Mm-hmm.
Nuggets Clippers.
That's exciting. It's been a series.
I'm so going down. I'm not even I don't even have a horse in the race, but now I really want Denver to come back and win, just so I can not hear from Josh for another week and a half, 2 weeks.
But you actually picked the Clippers.
I picked the Clippers because we weren't having the beef yet, right? But now that the beef's happening, I almost want to go against my own pick just to shut it down.
Hey, I'd be okay with that, because that would actually put Tommy and I probably in the lead, because you lose that series.
I mean, listen, I think if we roll back the tape, I said the Clippers are going to get out of the first round. Kawhi is good. I don't trust him long term. That was I don't trust him to take it all the way.
Yeah.
And I still stand by that.
100%.
So, but the noise is starting to ratchet up a little bit. All right, and I just feel like it might be worth squashing the noise and losing that round. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what, if it's going to happen, they need to play a heck of a lot better than they did last night.
Yeah.
They got smoked.
Yeah.
And the 2 games that Jokic has had triple doubles, they've lost.
Yeah.
So it's what else can he do? Score 50 with the triple double?
May have to.
Maybe
even
90.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see him on the bench having a moment? He was not happy with his team.
So did you guys pick the Nuggets?
I did.
Yeah.
That? Okay. All right. And then Josh and I picked the Clippers, right?
Yeah, I picked let's see. I picked the Nuggets in 6, which is looking really bad. And Tommy did it in 7.
I think 7, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, 6 would be.
We'll see.
They'd have to sweep now, right? Because they're down 2-1.
Yep.
Right. They have to win all the games. Yep. Yeah. So that's probably not going to happen.
I'll take it in 7. It's okay.
All right, Pacers Bucks. I'm stoked about this one. I think I said 5 games. Did I say 5 on this?
You said 6. Josh was
Sick.
5. That's funny. I said 7 games.
I'm feeling like 6 is way too many at this point. I think 5 is
Yeah.
probably
Yeah,
more.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think
that's
I was thinking that Dane was going to come back, which he did, and make an impact. So
He didn't.
I think they'll steal at least 1 game.
might at home. Yeah, they might get one at home.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll
But
get 2, but I think they'll probably get one at home.
But when you look at the Pacers, man, they have been on a heater, really.
They are. They're a dangerous team in the East, coming out of the East.
Mhm.
They really are. They're one of those teams we talked about where I thought if there was one team that had a shot to get into that
Yep.
Eastern Conference final,
Yep.
I thought it was the Pacers, and they're looking
Yep.
pretty good right now. So we'll see. All right, Lakers, Timberwolves. How are we feeling about this one?
Feel a
It's
lot
been a
better
fun-
after game 2.
Yeah.
Kelly, I
It's
need you
been
to
a fun
share the
series.
picks again because I'm trying to remember what everybody picked on these. I need you to share the. Did you put it in
Yeah,
a
I'll-
spreadsheet?
I'll do a spreadsheet. So let's see. Lakers. Everybody went.
I think we all went Lakers.
We did. I don't even think I wrote it down.
We should get points for the win for the team that wins and points for the games. Is that
I
what
don't
we're
even
doing
think I wrote down that one because we all just went with them. Because I have the Warriors.
back the
as
tape.
last one.
Go back and listen to the tape.
We'll have to
Yeah,
go
I'll
watch
have
the
to
tape.
go back and watch it.
That's right.
But I know we all picked them, so
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we all did.
yeah.
Yeah, I think after game 2, I feel a little bit better. That's game 1. They were shocked on game 1. The intensity, the physicality, and they've been letting them play, man. They've been letting them play, and I'm here
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm here for it. I think some of these guys aren't used to it. I think
I
they're
know.
not used to it, and it's fun to see kind of who's a dog
Mhm.
and who's ready to play, and people who are a little soft, looking at the refs a little bit more, complaining a little bit more, you know. So I felt like that was the Lakers in game 1. I felt like Luka and LeBron
Yeah.
were looking at
Yeah.
refs all game.
Absolutely,
And
they
then
did.
decided just to get physical, you know.
Yeah, they got punched in the mouth and didn't know how to respond in game 1. It was
Totally.
I know I picked them in 6 because I remember I said that Luka's going to have a game where he doesn't play defense, which was game 1. So hopefully he doesn't
Right out of
have
the gate.
Yep.
more than one.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this Knicks Pistons series. I think
That's
I
a good
picked the
one.
Knicks,
That's so fun.
but my heart is with the Pistons. I think I said that. My heart's with the Pistons, but I
Yep.
think I picked the Knicks. But man, the Pistons they look good, man. I mean, they have pushed New York to the brink. You know, I mean, those games have been
The
tough.
game
They're
last
good
night got a
games.
lot tighter than it should have been at the end.
Yeah, it did. It
Yep.
wasn't, but the whole series as a whole has been super entertaining. Like this
Yeah.
is probably one of my favorite series in the first round. Is this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely mine. Honestly, I think Detroit could pull off another win and put the Knicks in a very uncomfortable position in the first round.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd be
did
excited
I say
for.
6 or 7 on this, Kale? What did I say?
You said 6. You and Tommy were 6, and Josh and I were 5.
Okay. I mean, I think
Yeah.
this is at least 6, maybe 7. I mean,
Yeah.
if New York wins the next game, that's going to make it much more difficult. But if the Pistons tie it up, man, now we got a series. I mean,
We have
know.
a real fun series, man.
yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
a fun first round series. All right, Rockets Warriors. Do we think the Warriors stand a chance with Jimmy Buckets out?
Man,
I don't. I don't.
I want
And
them
I
to,
think I
but I
picked
don't
them.
know that they do.
Right, and I picked them, but I just don't think I just don't know. I don't know that they can pick up the slack. I don't know if they have a
Yeah.
game changer like Jimmy Buckets coming in. I just don't think they have it.
I think they're
Which is
gonna.
sad. I mean, but
I
there's a
think they're-
moment when if they do, if Steph goes crazy for the next 3 games, he obviously can do it.
Yeah.
But he's just going to have to just take over, and that's going to
Yeah.
be tough. They're going to keep they're going to keep on him more than they have, which is still hard. It's hard to contain the guy, but I don't know.
They'll just. I mean, they've been holding him, and he's been able to take plays off because they run a set for Jimmy, and he's able to get a
Yep.
rest. But if he's not able to do that, and they're keen on him the whole game, I mean, I just see that as too much to overcome for 3 more wins. One game,
Right.
maybe.
Yeah.
They were
But
at 2-1. You feel like, okay, you can maybe get 2 more wins. But it's gonna be hard to get 3 wins if he can't come back.
Right.
Real hard.
So I
100%.
saw this morning that he's in serious doubt for game 3. So hopefully,
Oh yeah,
you
I
know,
would doubt
they
that
can
he'd
get
show up.
back
I don't
after
even know
that.
if he can make it back for game. I mean, think about that. Game 4 is what is game 4 on Monday?
probably.
Tuesday? I mean, it's only 4 or 5 days from now. I mean, he might come back and play, but
He's
if
not
they
gonna be the
win, I
same.
bet. If they win, I bet he sits out game 4
Oh yeah, totally.
because they got a little cushion, give him a little more rest, then he can come back game 5 and have be a little better off. So This is a big game for them. They got to win this one. I think they have to win this one to have a chance. They got to win game 3. To me, it's a must-win game for them, even though it's only game 3.
I think they pull it off with or without Jimmy. I think they've got enough championship caliber players, championship DNA with Steph and Draymond and all these guys. I think that
home.
they're at home. I think they'll pull off enough to get Jimmy buckets back and kind of even if he's not at 100%. If you've got a 60% Jimmy Butler, that's better than almost any role player in the league.
Yeah,
so
his experience. Yeah,
exactly. So I think they'll be able to overcome it. I think it's gonna be really tough. I think we're gonna see some really tight games. It may come down to the clutch time, one or two points, but I think they'll be able to pull it out.
Yep.
I hope you're
All right,
right.
We'll get the Buddy Hield. We'll get the Buddy Hield game. You know what I mean?
That's right. And then we got Celtics Magic. I think that's moving towards a sweep. I think you guys called a sweep on that one too, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think I said gentleman's sweep. Oops.
Yeah, that may not
happen. Tommy, you had 5,
happen.
and Trey had 5, and then Josh.
And they might get one in Orlando, but it's not looking good right now.
It's not looking. It's not looking probable. Oh, geez, probable at all.
Yeah,
easy for you to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Hard for me to say.
Yeah. Well, and Tatum sat out game 2, and they still won it.
They have so much. They're so deep. It's not even close. It's like
you see that. What about KP, man? That was gnarly. His bloody forehead. That's to like be split right here with an elbow that's a hard hit.
That is a hard hit.
Yeah. He must have been smiling and like pulling the skin back. He must have been smiling and it got him right there and pop. Had to have some stress on that skin for it to pop like that.
Yeah, maybe if he had Botox, it would have been relaxed.
Maybe.
God.
Well, it's going to be fun. I mean, if we look ahead just a little bit, so we're pretty sure the Thunder are going to get through. I mean, who's the worst lineup for the Thunder in round 2? Clippers or the Nuggets? I think it's the Nuggets. If they get through round 1, they've won. They have some DNA. I think if they get through round 1, that's going to be a tough matchup.
The challenge I have is that Denver isn't playing like Denver to me.
No, they're not right now.
But
they get through round 1, they start to feel some momentum. Maybe they get some of those feels back.
Yeah,
I just think if they do start playing more Denver basketball, I think they're a tough matchup for the Thunder.
Yeah, knowing what they can be, I totally agree. I just haven't seen it yet in this series. And they were what did they lose by 24, something like that, or something stupid last night, maybe 27, I forget. I mean, they weren't even in that in the second half.
Right.
It was 20 points at halftime, right? And they never really got back into it.
Yeah. But if they can figure out, if they can muster up a way to win this series, fight their way back, because the Clippers right now are playing great. If they do find a way to get back in it, I think that gives them some of the momentum, some of the belief and the confidence. And then they've got some championship DNA on the team. And so you go in and play a young Thunder team with high expectations, steal one in Oklahoma City, and then, you got your home court advantage. I don't know. I just see them as a tougher – I think Clippers would be more entertaining series, but I think that Denver would actually be a tougher opponent for them if they can get there.
I honestly don't know. I kind of think the Clippers are a tougher match, honestly. Yeah. I mean, you can really throw everything you have at Jokic, and he's pretty much their only player. I mean, Murray can go off. Michael Porter Jr. can go off. But realistically, you've got enough guys you can throw at those two guys with Alex Caruso and Dort. And if you just throw everyone else at Yoke, I mean, honestly, it's going to be a tough match for Denver. I honestly think if the Clippers pull it out, I think that's a tougher matchup. I think with Kawhi and Harden and those guys, I think that they'll have a little bit more firepower, and it'll kind of, I think Harden kind of negates Shea a little bit because their styles are so similar. I think it'll be interesting. Yeah. I mean, if the Clippers play the way they're playing now in round 2, that would be a tough. I mean, they're going to be tough no matter what, but. Yeah, we'll see. All right, so let's go to Lakers, Timberwolves, Rockets, Warriors. If we think the Warriors are not going to make it out, so the Rockets are going to, prevail. If we think that it's headed in that direction, we'll just assume that right now. Who would they rather face, the Lakers or the Timberwolves? Timberwolves. Yeah, I think you got. I mean, the Lakers are going to be tough.
Lakers gonna be tough. Lakers, they're a wild card, dude. Like they're you just don't know. I mean, I could see Luka having a couple bad defensive games and they fall off a cliff, and I can see them getting hot and really kind of figuring things out and having a good run. I mean, I don't know which way they're gonna go right now, but yeah, I think the Lakers would be definitely a tougher matchup for the Rockets. The Timberwolves Rockets series would be fun though. I would actually enjoy watching that. That'd be a fun series to watch. We'll see about that. How about the Cavaliers Pacers? Let's just predict that right now. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. I'm excited about that one because Cleveland has such. I mean, they're so fundamentally sound and they're deep.
Yep.
But Indiana, man, they're just dogs, man. They're just they kind of remind me of the late '90s Pacers. Just dogs. And I don't know. I kind of want to see the Pacers make a little.
I would take Pacers. I would take the Pacers. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, which way would you go?
Serious. I think if you have those two teams, I think it's going to be 7 games. I would lean Cleveland just because of home court advantage.
That's fair.
It's.
But I mean, honestly,
I don't know. I don't feel like home court advantage is nearly as big a deal as it was before. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just not seeing it right, but I just feel like
in Game 7.
I mean, Game 7 at home, yeah. But
honestly, is it really a true home court advantage?
Right, Indiana's right there.
And Indianapolis. I mean, it's 90 minutes, 120 minutes. Like it's.
Yeah, I mean that'd be
it's a Midwest home game.
I think I'm still picking the Pacers on that one. I don't know.
Well, hopefully we see it because see if you guys pick them.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the Clippers real quick because I want to expand on what Josh would say. Kawhi Leonard.
We've gone the whole show, Kale, without really digging into this.
But I'm going back to that. I think that the Clippers would be a tougher get for them because of Kawhi Leonard. Obviously, Tyronn Lue, championship coach, championship player.
Yep.
You also have Harden playing against the Thunder, and I think there's probably something in him. He just wants to just stick it to him. Stick it to him. History of all that. So,
and then Norm Powell's playing well. He's putting up.
Listen, don't get me wrong. I like the Clippers. I picked them. Don't get me wrong here. It's like I'm not opposed to them. I'm just thinking through what would be a harder out. I mean, I think you're convincing me Clippers would be a pretty tough one. That's for sure.
Yeah. So
all right, let's go to we obviously Celtics going to get through. Knicks or Pistons. I think either of those teams will give them a fight. I don't think they can beat them, but I think both of those teams would provide an entertaining series. I mean, if Detroit gets out of this series, the confidence they're going to have coming out of that series is going to be huge. And sometimes confidence, allows you to do things that you normally wouldn't do. Yeah. So I think they could give them a match, at least a 6-game series. I think that'd be fun. Knicks come out of this, Knicks Celtics. That'd be great series.
Fun.
On paper it is, but I think I saw a stat that the Knicks have lost all their games against Boston, Cleveland.
Yep. A lot of the top teams.
Yeah. So they just have not performed well. But it's the playoffs. Everything changes. They made a run last year. But from the regular season, they were inept as far as winning against those two teams. Yeah. But Brunson, he's going to try to score 40 every game in the playoffs against the Celtics because I think they'd have to.
Yeah. I don't think either of them can beat the Celtics in a 7-game series. I don't think but I think they both would make it at least competitive. I actually think Detroit might make it more competitive.
I almost feel like it too.
I almost feel that. Yeah.
They've got nothing to lose.
I can see Detroit going 6 or 7. I could see New York 5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
That's the feel is that it's not going to be as competitive, but
exactly.
We'll see. Yeah. It's exciting. We'll see what happens this weekend. We got some good games on tap this weekend, and we'll probably have some series, some second rounds in play next week.
So tonight we have let's see, we've got Celtics Magic. We know what's going to happen there.
Pacers Bucks. First game in Milwaukee. Yeah,
I think the Bucks are going to take this one.
I don't think so.
Game.
I don't know. I don't feel like it either. I don't think they are.
I got to stick to my 7-game series.
Right, you need it. You have to have this one.
That's a must-win game.
Win for Kale.
Yeah.
Early on, that's right.
Yeah,
Lakers Timberwolves. So Timberwolves, came out and punched him in the mouth. The Lakers responded. what happens in Game 3? I feel like this one becomes a dogfight.
I think so too. I think LeBron's going to have to show up in this one.
Yeah.
Luka in the first half, I don't know if it's just his mentality because he comes out firing in the first half. He had like 18 or something, ends up with 31, which is still a great game, but his aggressiveness in the second half wasn't there in Game 2. Maybe they didn't need it, whatever.
I don't think they needed it as much in the at that point in the game. So that'd be my take on that. But yeah, you can't figure that dude out. You can't figure out what's going on in that guy's head.
No,
that's the challenging part of the whole thing. It's crazy trying to figure it out.
I think for the Lakers to win this game, they need a Jared Vanderbilt or Gabe Vincent to have 10 or more points.
Yep.
One of those two. And Vanderbilt plays really well with Luka because they had their time in Dallas together. So I think that one of those guys has to kind of step up and have a game where, they're scoring 10, 12, maybe 15 points, 3 or 4 threes and they're there. And either one of those guys can do it.
So here's something interesting about the Lakers. They've scored the same amount of points pretty much both games.
Yeah.
They gave up 117 and they gave up like 83 or whatever it was, 85. And so and the T-Wolves shot so poorly, So is that because the defense was better by the Lakers, or did
I think
the
it
Timberwolves
was
have a bad night? If the Timberwolves just have a bad night and they come back,
I also think it was both. Yeah,
102 points. That's gonna be tough because the Lakers aren't putting up a lot of points right now.
Yeah.
Kale, to really build on your point, I think that that's a key point for both teams. I think that some of their key role players. I think 1 or 2 of their key role players have to have a really hot night, really big game, 18 to 22 points to put them over the top. I think whatever team has that from their role players, it's going to end up the winner.
Yeah, because you saw Game 1, Naz Reid.
Yep.
And then who was the other guy that had a really good game? Game 1, for them. Gotta go look and see. But they were 50% from 3 in Game 1. That's hard to lose when you do that.
Yeah. You got to play pretty bad one.
Yeah, Jaden McDaniels had 25 in Game 1. Naz Reid had 23. I mean, really?
Yeah.
When you look at the Lakers, it was 3 guys in double figures.
Yep.
Jackson Hayes they basically benched him.
He had the worst
Awful.
the worst stat you could have in a basketball game, in my opinion, is scoring 1 point.
Oh,
because it means you missed a shot at least because you didn't make both free throws. You did play in the game, and the most you could help with was 1 point. That's the worst. If you were 0, you can say, I was a defensive stopper. They had me in there for that. I was doing this or whatever. I was focused. Like, you have an excuse. 1 point, man. That's a I've had that style. And in fact, in the NAI Division II semifinal game in 1997, 1 point for me. That's what I got. I got 2 shots at the free throw line and missed one of them.
You could just tell everybody you took the technical free throw.
Yeah, right. There's no 1-shot technicals in college. Those don't exist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Yeah, 1 point's brutal.
But I was confusing Vanderbilt with Finney Smith. Finney Smith was the guy in Dallas with him. So I think he needs to have a game, or Vanderbilt, or Gabe Vincent, because Game 1, their 4th leading scorer was Dalton Connect with 5 points in garbage time.
Yeah.
So,
that's an interesting series.
I think the Timberwolves really need to have someone like Alexander Walker, DiVincenzo, or Naz Reid just go off. I think if one of them can, I think they're the favorite to win.
Yeah, they got a shot.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just hoping for a good game.
Yeah.
I mean, a good game for me is the Lakers blow them out too. So that's why I got a buddy that's a Trailblazers fan. I go, "That was a good game." He goes, "No, it wasn't." I go, "Yeah, it was a great game." Great game. What else you guys see for the rest of round 1? Any other kind of hot buttons?
Tommy, what do you see?
Honestly, I think something that could be really interesting with that Knicks series is Cat. He had a really bad Game 1. He did have he bounced back a little bit. I think he had like 28 or 30 points the other night, but I think Cat is kind of that question mark for them. If he doesn't play well, if he can't if they can kind of take him out of it, I think that's really where the Pistons have a chance. Is Cat. I think that they're not going to take Jalen Brunson out of what he's doing, whether he's hurt or not. He's always going to do what he's doing. Cat is kind of that mental element where I think you can mentally get him out of rhythm and out of the game. And if they can do that, I mean, the Pistons honestly could steal the series.
Yeah.
That's my only thoughts.
I'll tell you, my heart would not be hurting if Detroit pulled off this series win.
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
I'd be excited, honestly.
Yeah, I actually would too. I think that would be that Celtics Pistons series would be a really good one. Be a really competitive series, I think.
Yeah, I'm a Thibodeau fan and obviously not a Knicks fan, but I like some of their players, but I just don't think. I mean, that stat Kale was talking about earlier, but they just haven't played well against good teams at all. I just think that if they go against Boston in a 7-game series, they're going to get blown out in 5 games or 6 games. They're going to get really exposed, and they'll they have so much defense on Boston. They're just going to absolutely clamp Jalen Brunson, and it's going to be a tough series.
Yeah. I feel like Cat hasn't had that moment where he is raised, like elevated to like a top 5 player.
Yep.
Ever in the playoffs. It's like he just has shrunk every opportunity, in my opinion. Now there might be games, that he's had, but like put the team on
the whole
his back,
series.
Yeah, and won the series for him. It's like, hey, he was the guy. And it's like, it's crazy. You got 7 foot, you can score from anywhere and you can block shots, and you're like, but there's moments I've watched him in games, he is non-existent.
Yep.
You're like, how are you that big and that good and you don't touch the ball or
and he's posted up in the corner.
Yeah, command
the ball. He's not a dog. Yeah, he's not a dog.
It's like, he's a talented player, but man. So,
hey, speaking of talented players, let's throw back a little bit to an earlier era. I saw this post on social media just the other day. BJ Armstrong, I think it was, said that the Michael Jordan in games was not the best Michael Jordan. The things he did in practice were more impressive than the things he did in games. And the things he did in games, B.J. Armstrong felt were kind of safe, like things he knew he could do, which were amazing to us. And the things he did in practice that nobody saw were even like, man, I just want to watch practice now. I want to see some of the stuff that he did in practice, because you just think about that. We all saw the USA Basketball Monte Carlo game. We've seen the clips from that, but imagine like Chicago Bulls practice every day. And somebody who just loved practice, getting after it, like just trying new stuff, doing things he wouldn't do in a game,
Right.
Like that's wild to think about, that what we saw from Michael Jordan was just the average Michael Jordan compared to what other people saw him do. That's pretty wild to think about.
Yeah. Going back, saying maybe a little bit further, I would have loved to see like Larry Bird, because of the trash talk that he did, like he would tell guys what he was going to do.
I know.
Like,
I know.
I'm going to dribble right. I'm going to cross you over. I'm going to raise up the elbow, and I'm going to splash it in your face.
Right.
There's nothing you can do about it.
I'm going to run over to that corner. I'm going to catch the ball. I'm going to shoot it.
Yeah. Here comes a down screen. You're going to be too late. I'm going to catch and shoot. And, sure enough, that's what happens. I mean, just the ability to do that is nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, pretty impressive.
Yeah.
What if guys are doing that now? What if there's guys in the league with that kind of trash talking game going on? Like, who's doing that today?
Jimmy Butler.
You think Jimmy's talking trash and then backing up
he's
like
talking
that?
Trash every time up and down the court. I guarantee it.
I could see Ant doing that too. I don't know if he is. Yeah. But Ant, like he went over during warmups just to talk trash to Luka.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy is so brazen.
It'd be great to know who that person is. Let's mic him up, man. Let's get the mic game going. I love mic up the athletes more than just about anything. I will watch.
Well, and like an unfiltered mic up, like not like I know I'm mic'd up.
Right. Just what's going on out there?
One that's not suitable for children, because there'd be some serious talk going on.
Oh yeah. And just think about what that was like back in the 80s, where just like, I mean, nobody knew what they were talking about, and you hear these stories about it. Like, man, and John Stockton, that dude was a trash talker. That dude was dirty. Man, like I heard this story. I can't remember who it was, somebody that had to guard. Oh, it was Watson. Watson was telling the story about the first time he guarded John Stockton. And he said that he was up on John Stockton, and John Stockton just took the ball and just threw it, towards Watson's head. Watson thought maybe there was a cutter behind him that he's throwing to. No, ball just went out of bounds. And John says, "Back the F up."
Yeah.
like back it up, young man. Don't, because John Stockton would just walk dudes down to the free throw line.
Oh
He'd
yeah.
walk him down to the free throw line to start the offense, and people are like, he's not gonna do it to me. He's like, oh yeah, let's just here we go. Watch this out. He would do it every time and get their whole pick and roll game going. Like, man, that'd been fun to have like him mic'd up, Gary Payton mic'd up. That'd have been good.
Yeah.
Gary Payton would have been great mic'd up.
Yeah.
Obviously Larry Bird. That'd have been
Dennis
good.
Rodman.
Dennis Rodman would have been decent. Bill
That was so funny.
I bet you wouldn't even be able to understand half the stuff Rodman would be saying. He'd be so
No,
out.
it's
I don't know
just grunts and screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that he talked a whole lot of trash compared to some of the others, but he just he was just an animal. Just an animal.
Yeah.
I just want to hear. I want to hear all the grunts he's gonna have and all the crazy noises he's gonna let out, man.
Yeah.
That's just as good.
Yeah.
Wild. All right. Well, we'll see what happens here. All these series will be done next week, pretty much. I would imagine, unless they go 7.
I'm sure we'll have to skip next week because you guys will be at Broker Carrier Summit.
Well, I'll be available because
I will
it's
be
over.
in the air.
I'm just going to be driving back. So yeah,
Okay.
I'll be available if Josh is available. But if we need to take a week off, we can always come back and get the crew back together. So
Yeah.
it's not a problem.
What's
All
up,
right,
puppy?
y'all. Well, this is fun. We'll see what happens. We'll see as the lead. Get us that spreadsheet so we can keep track of who's.
All right, we'll do, man.
Get a collaborative document. All right, so we can all
Yep, I will.
sit on it. All right, sounds good, guys.
Later,
Have a good
guys.
weekend.
guys.
Yeah.
Take it easy.